God makes everything beautiful in its time. He does do that. And you know how we can know that? Because all we have to do is pay attention. Whenever you're confused about God, I say this to people all the time. Whenever you're confused about what God's doing, what God's up to, here's what you do. You look at Jesus. That's what you do. Because what Jesus does is he shows us perfectly what God's heart is, how God reacts, how God responds, because Jesus is God in the flesh. He is the fullness of the Godhead in bodily form, Paul says. We look to Jesus when we're confused about what God's doing and what God's up to. And maybe we can even look to what God did with Jesus to help us understand that. Because when you start looking at some passages of Scripture that talk about Jesus and what he did, and even you start seeing this word, time, that starts showing up in the middle of it. Listen to how Paul wrote about it in Galatians chapter number 4. He said, but listen to this, when the set time had fully come, God sent his son, born of a woman, born under the law, to redeem those under the law, that we might receive adoption to sonship. Isn't that crazy? When the set time had fully come. In other words, you've got a God who knows exactly what he's doing and the time he wants to do it in, and he selects the absolute perfect time that this is supposed to happen. Okay. Well, how about when we look at Jesus' life? Listen to what Jesus said in John chapter 7. There were people trying to get him to go this way and that way and do this and do that. And here's what he said. Jesus told them, my time is not yet here. For you, any time will do. The world cannot hate you, but it hates me because I testify that its works are evil. You go to the festival. I'm not going up to this festival because my time is not yet fully come. You get the sense that Jesus is in charge of time. Like that he knows. Often you and I, we don't know about times and seasons, but you get the sense when you start to listen to Jesus, like he knows what's going on with time. He understands what's happening with time. Listen to what is said in John chapter 18, verse number 4. Jesus, knowing all that was going to happen to him, went out and asked, who is it that you want? Jesus, knowing all that was going to happen to him. You get the sense that not only does he understand time, but he's in control of it. That he has a perfect understanding of all of this. And then listen to Romans chapter 5, verse 6. Paul writes this. You see, at just the right time, when we were still powerless, Christ died for us. See, Jesus has a sense of time. He's got control of it, and he trusts the Father with it. God makes everything beautiful in its time.